Tell me, ye that desire to be under the law, do ye not hear the law? For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons, the one by the bondmaid, the other by the free woman. But he who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh, but he of the free woman was by promise, which things are an allegory. For these are the 2 covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Hagar. For this Hagar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answereth to Jerusalem, which is now, and is in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. For it is written, Rejoice, thou that bearest not. Break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate has many more children than she which has a husband. Now we, brethren, as Isaac was, are the children of promise. But as then he that was born after the flesh persecuteth him that was born after the Spirit, even so is it now. Nevertheless, what saith the Scripture? Cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the son of the bondwoman shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. So then, brethren, we are not the children of the bondwoman, but of the free. Here we have a story of 2 women bringing forth sons. One was a bondwoman, Hagar. She was an Egyptian. She was type the bondwoman, and she brought forth her son. And this son was born by the will of the flesh. Now, this is what I want to talk about here. I want to compare this with the message, how that Brother Branham had relations with the bondwoman or the denominational church system. And he brought forth a child. And that child was the message churches. That's what it produced. We have now the message churches, which like Abraham took Hagar, okay, and produced Ishmael. So did Brother Branham have relations with the denominational church system, and he produced the message churches. And the message churches are now, and their children are now in bondage. Bondage that they cannot go any further. They are stuck in this first, how could I put it? When Brother Branham first went forth, okay, when he first had relations with the denominational churches, they're stuck in that, okay. They're in his, when he said, I'll ride this trail again. But that's when the spiritual church was born or was impregnated. When he rode the trail the second time, that's when Isaac was produced. The promised son was when Brother Branham rode this trail again. Now, people in the message are looking for Brother Branham to come back again and raise from the dead. But it wasn't his body that was going to ride the trail again. It was the spirit that he had was going to ride the trail again, and it would produce Isaac, okay? And how would he ride that trail again? He would ride that trail through the message tapes, okay? For a new group of people would come and hear those tapes, and they would produce this spiritual woman's son that was born free, that had the blessing. The blessing did not go upon Ishmael. It only went on the promised son, Isaac. And as the scripture says, cast out the bondwoman and her son, for the bondwoman's son shall not be heir with the son of the free woman. And what I want to type this is how that the message, they're in bondage, okay, and they will not be heir with this son that comes forth out of this, when Brother Branham rides the second time, which he has been doing now through the message. It was the spirit that was going to ride the second time, not the body. And what is a spirit? Okay. Jesus said, the words that I speak, or let's put it this way, Brother Branham's words, the words that Brother Branham spoke, okay, they are spirit and they are life. And that's exactly what happened. It impregnated his wife, Sarah, and she brought forth she brought forth the son, the free son. This is how I'm seeing this ties in. And remember, Abraham was blessed of God. God told him he would multiply his seed like the stars in the heavens, okay? And the blessing would be upon Abraham and upon Abraham's seed, okay? And that's exactly what's happened in the message. The blessing, not going to be on the church, the message churches. No, they're already formed in a cement, okay? They already have formed themselves. But the blessing is going to go on the spiritual, not the fleshly made church in the message that our pastors have created and built. That was the one that was born of the flesh. This is going to be one that is born of the spirit. And the strange thing, these two sons, okay, or two churches, however you want to look at it, these two that came forth came from the same Father. That's what happened in the message, okay? Brother Branham said that every revival produces a pair of twins. That's what happened. The twins today, I was talking to a brother one day in the message, and I asked him, I said, if every revival produced twins, one was a spiritual and the other was a natural, then I said, then which one is the natural? I said, I believe you believe that the message churches is the spiritual. Which one would be the natural then? And he said, well, it would be denominations. But it cannot be so, because these would be, these two churches would be so close that they would deceive the very elected if it was possible. And as you type it with Abraham and Hagar and Sarah, that Brother Branham was the father of both of these sons. And they were both under two different covenants. Same father. Two different sons by two different women.